Hello, this is Brian Lathe, and I'm excited to do another Spacebit video. So this is the third video in my Spacebit series of videos, and I'm going to keep making more videos as I keep learning more about the game, and also as I have progress to report and so forth. Just hope more and more people find this game to be exciting, and this game continues to grow and develop. I want to thank the team at CryptoMiningGame for mentioning my video, my first video in this series. That has really helped me a lot with views, likes, and subscribers. And if you're new to my channel because you found me through CryptoMiningGame, I want to welcome you and thank you for coming along on my adventure and my journey and learning about this game and learning more about crypto and how to make money in the exciting world of cryptocurrency. So I have written some notes for this video, so I'm expecting that this to provide everybody a lot of value and be very organized, more organized than maybe some of my other videos have been. So one of the first things I want to talk about here is understanding the settlers idea a little better. So on this page, you get to it from Planet and then Headquarters. This brings up this, and then inside Headquarters, you click on Settlers right here, and then you see this screen. So right now I have 1,873 idle settlers, and I am getting those settlers by running missions with my ships as I'm going to asteroids and planets and different things, and I'm picking up resources. Sometimes I also pick up settlers, and sometimes I also pick up the KSK crypto. So I don't know exactly how that works. It's probably some kind of random algorithm or something that determines whether or not you're going to get these builders and KSK, but it is kind of an extra bonus that you get along with the resources that you go gather. So from doing a whole lot of missions, I have gathered 1,873 idle settlers, and then you can allocate or assign these settlers into builders, workers, or scientists. But the builders are a 1-to-1 ratio. So one settler is one builder. If you want to create workers, 100 settlers create one worker. And if you want to create scientists, 1,000 settlers create one scientist. So I have 1,000 there. I'm going to go ahead and add one scientist. So when I make this a 1, it's actually going to take 1,000 away. Okay? So then when I assign that, it's going to put that in there. You got to go and click back over here. So now I have 6,502 population of scientists, and I can keep growing that up. And when I grow that up to a maximum of 46,000, I then have all my potential settlers assigned as scientists, and then my science output will be at its strongest. So in the worker category, you can have 460,000 workers. So scientists help with your research. They help speed up your research. Workers are going to build your ships, and I believe they are also tied up with, like, when you have more workers, you get more resource output. Okay? So it's either builders or workers that help with the resource output. I'm not 100% sure which does which. I know the workers are what do the ships. So the more workers you have, the faster you will build ships. The builders will help you build your buildings and your upgrades to your buildings faster. Okay? So I believe that's all the builders do. This is my understanding. It could be wrong, but I believe builders only do the buildings and workers do the ships and the resources. So if I'm wrong on that, please let me know. But I believe that's how that works. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to allocate 8 workers here. Okay, so I'm putting 8 workers, which is going to take 800 away because every worker here is 100 settlers. It's going to take 800 settlers away. I'm going to go ahead and assign that. And then I have to click here again. And I have 13,035 workers now out of a maximum of 460. So this is going to build my ships and my resources better. So in my opinion, I think this is the one you have to focus on to get up to 460,000, because the resources and the ships are really key in kind of getting the whole economy of your whole program working better. So I think this is really, really key. And then since this is just a 1-to-1 ratio, it's easier to throw these in there. So I'm going to go ahead and put 73 in there. It's going to use up all my settlers, and then I've got these allocated. Now, what I'm going to do a lot is I'm going to be saving up my settlers and really focus on growing my workers as strong as I can, because I think that is going to help me build the better economy. Unless I find out one day that builders are what really help this move along. The resources and the ships are both key to the economy. So hopefully they're both focused on workers, but I may not, I might be wrong on that. I still don't 100% know for sure. So here I got 157 settlers on that mission, and then I got 32 on that one. So it's not always, even though my resources are pretty consistently reliable because I'm using the same ships, and I'm gathering as long as there's enough there. See, there's only 4,068 remaining on that one. So this mission is going to definitely gather all that. I might be lucky and get more settlers this time, but I don't know for sure. But I'm going to go ahead and send my fleet out there and get the remainder of that. And then I'm going to find another one to go get resources from. I do have a number of options available to me right now. But what I am doing kind of as an overall thing is I'm trying to get the necessary technologies so that I can go ahead and get the ships that I need. So looking at my ships, I'm building a light cruiser right now. All right, so I've satisfied all the requirements to get the light cruiser. So what I'm working on now is the heavy cruiser. So I think I'm gonna go for a shield level 5. The ones that are in red are the ones that I need. So I'm gonna go ahead and go back to my laboratory and get this shield level 5. It's excellent. I have enough resources and I can do that. That's a 4-hour long process right now. So now I can look at my resources. I've depleted my resources by choosing this upgrade here. So I need to look at these and go out and find the resources through missions and through building. So what I'm doing here is I kind of noticed that at level 14 I have 14,000 now. It was 13,000, but I've done some upgrades on technology, so it's improved this. Plus I've added workers and things. So this is going up not because my level is advancing, it's because my technologies are advancing and because I'm adding workers. So in order to keep this going, I found that this needs to be at level 16 to maintain, a similar output of resources. I'm right now building up my glass factory because that's at 11. I don't know, maybe I'm happy there. I'll have to see what the future upgrades on that one cost. But I definitely want to get my crystal up and going. So crystal is where I'm really working hard right now. I might have to bring that up to level 20 or even higher to kind of match the output of these other ones. I've also upgraded my warehouse quite a bit. I'm finding that warehouse has fairly low time requirements and resource requirements to get that up higher. I'm kind of noting that you only have so many slots. I don't know where that's headed to. I don't know if you upgrade all of these and that maxes out the slots, or if you can somehow strategize and there's a better way of level growth that creates a situation where you have a stronger economy and so forth. Those are areas I need to learn in the game yet. So resources, I have explained resources. Okay, so I think what I was going there is under headquarters there's a resources tab. And when I'm going out there and I'm finding the different missions, if something had glass and plastic, but I wanted the plastic, I could max this out to 100 and keep the other ones at 0. And even though there is glass and plastic there, I would capture just the plastic on that mission. So that's what this is for. I thought it was related to output, that you could somehow, even though your level of glass was at one level and this might be another level, that somehow you could force it to produce more glass than plastic on your planet. I thought that was the case, but it seems like the levels in your technology do pretty much dictate how these produce. And it seems to me that these are, okay, during missions. I guess I didn't read that really clearly. This will not, if you, okay, maybe that wasn't there, or either it wasn't there or I didn't read it. But it does now say that your resources preferences will determine what resources you'll collect in priority during missions. This will not influence your planet's resource production. So it doesn't affect your mining that you build and develop on your levels of your buildings there. It only affects your ships going out on missions. So as I was explaining, if you happen to find something that has more than one of these resources and you're trying to send repeated missions to it, let's say it has glass and plastic, but you need the plastic more than you need the glass, you can taper down the percentage of glass. You can set these to 0, taper down the percentage of glass, and then increase the percentage of plastic, and you'll pick up more plastic than glass on the mission. I really like that feature. So it works best. Now, if you're sending ships out on things that are getting all kinds of different resources, that's not going to work for you. But if you're sending all your ships to consistently one place, and you know it has more than one resource, and you effectively manipulate these percentages, that'll help you. Okay, that's the way to kind of make that work. What would make this better in the future is if it was set up on a mission-by-mission basis, that you could determine the preference for that mission all by itself. And I hope that the game develops that kind of feature. To where it's more mission focused versus like a focus for your whole headquarters, and you're doing multiple priorities with multiple missions. Because I think to maximize the game in the future, we're going to need multiple priorities on multiple missions as we have very large fleets. Another thing I'd like to see within the galaxy is that a way that we can name, like say for example, I have a destination here. I have all these different destinations. This one's crystal, this one's metal, this one's got all the resources, this one's metal, this one's got all the resources, and then I've got these up here, which I'm going to right now. Okay, it's empty because I just cleared it off. But I would like to be able to name each and every one of these different locations somehow, and have those a saved location over here. So that instead of always having to search and click arrows and try to figure out where everything is, I can just choose, you know, because right now you got to click here and then you click send your fleet and it brings up your fleet map. Okay, what I would like to have the ability to do is just to be able to choose off of a simple menu all these different locations. In other words, choose it off of a menu on this area over here instead of having to search on the map and remember where they are on the map. And then I can choose to send a fleet, or have it even better is to where I have the location saved plus my favorite fleet, and then the status of that fleet, to where I know if the mission is complete. I can just click a button and it'll like reset that whole mission and send it off again. I think that would be wonderful. As we develop more missions that we're headed to, and more and a larger fleet that we have to deal with and manage, I think that'll be a much easier system to work with versus the system. The system right now is okay with a small fleet and small number of places to go to, but once this greatly expands and we have to do a lot of things, I really think that something better, a better tool to manage that would be a lot better. So I also did learn more about this KSK. So in the galactic market, where you can purchase the KSK and this over here, okay, you can purchase these different things. In my last video, I explained more of what these specifically do, so I'm not going to go over that again. Please look at that video for that explanation. But when you're going into, say, for example, your hangar, and I'm building a ship here, it has these different things here. And I believe these relate to... I believe those directly relate to these right here. So when you purchase the right thing here, what I'm believing is that when you go into this menu over here and look at your ship, that you actually have, instead of a 0 and all those, you'll probably have like a 1, 2, or 3 to signify how many of those you own, and then you can click on that to get the time reduction or the benefit that you're looking to achieve. So I've noticed that that takes place there. I've also noticed that it takes place, for example, let me show you, my fleet is now returned. So I'm going to go back up here and I'm going to get... So I've noticed that that also takes place under the fleet. So I'm going to show you an example of that by selecting this, pretending I'm sending a fleet out that direction. Now right here is what I'm talking about, is if you were to own some of those different things through the Galactic Merchant, instead of showing zeros here, it would have numbers here, and then you can indicate, or that'll help you indicate which one you want those you want to purchase. As you do hover over those, it does pop up to kind of remind you of what that benefit gives you, and then if you select the wrong one, you can come over here and click the red X, and that'll cancel that. So those are some excellent ways you can use in the game the different things that you purchase through this galactic market. And I see now that they've got 4 of those, so I'm going to have to look into the future and see what has been added there. So there has been some talk on RJ's video about the idea that you can be wiped out. Your fleet can be wiped out if your fleet is sitting on your planet and somebody comes and attacks you. So apparently when you're on the galaxy screen, I'm assuming you must be able to see that there's an incoming attack, and hopefully it gives you the amount of time and everything. And then RJ suggests that you send your fleet away so that they're not on your planet at the time that the incoming attack comes, and therefore that'll save your ships. Now that's important to understand, but I've played a variety of games out there. I've played Soldiers, I've played Ikariam, and I've also played OGame. Now Ikariam is not a space-based game. It is a land-based game with kind of old technology, not new technology. It's got these catapults and different things and cannons and whatnot. And this is kind of like a helicopter, but it's more of a thing. I think the guy is actually bicycling something like a bicycle to spin this. I don't think it's much of a motor in there. But anyway, kind of old technology with boats, smaller boats and islands and whatnot on a Greek type of atmosphere. But it's a very similar, Master of Orion / Civilization type strategy game. Ikariam also makes Gladius, which I've never played, and also OGame. So OGame is something I got into. And one of the reasons why I didn't play OGame that long is because I would try to develop my strategy, and then a much more superior player would come and literally entirely obliterate my entire planet. In other words, my entire planet was gone. I had to recolonize it and build up from scratch. I literally had nothing. And after getting blown out completely a few times, I thought, if that guy figured out every planet I had colonized, he could wipe me out of the game. And that just wouldn't be a fun game to play. So I don't know if OGame has improved from that or not, but I played that only a couple weeks. I was really, really excited about it because I really loved Master of Orion as a PC-based game, but I never really played it multiplayer with actual real people. And this web environment lets you do that. Ikariam is not space-based, but you can build colonies on multiple islands, and then you can trade and do wonderful things that way. So Ikariam is a good game I played for actually a number of years. I can't remember what time frame of my life, or even if it was in the 2000s or prior to the 2000s. It probably was in the early 2000s, but it probably was between 2000 and 2005, I would say. I don't believe I've played it in the last 15 years. But OGame I probably played at the very end of that stint and then quit on it. And then after that I played something Soldiers, which I believe you only were allowed to have one headquarters. And you just kept building that one headquarters stronger and stronger and stronger. But what was really nice about Soldiers is that, and I'm going to shift back over to Spacebit here to kind of relate it more to Spacebit, is within the hangar, they had a way that you could protect your ships as well as your infantry. I don't know if we're going to have infantry in this game, but you could protect your ships so that instead of when attack came in, it just didn't get a chance to attack all your ships. It only attacked the ships that you left out for a defensive posture to fight against incoming attacks. Okay, so you could actually choose, these are going to remain out there and fight, and these other ones are going to be protected no matter what happens. So the hangar, it was a different terminology in that game, but the equivalent of what would be the hangar would actually then protect the ships so you didn't have to send them out. Okay, and then also in that game, as you developed your warehouses, this might be an Ikariam feature as well. As you develop your warehouses, the larger portion of that warehouse was available for raids, for other people to raid and pillage you. But as every level of increased the protection factor or the security factor of your warehouse as well, so that you did have resources that were able to be safe from raids. So no matter how hard they raided you, you still had some supply of resources that you could rely on that would not be raided. And I would really like to see that improvement be put into this game. So protection for the ships as well as protection from your resources, but they're tied to upgrades in the hangar and the warehouse, okay, and maybe even other upgrades. I don't know what this headquarters is going to do, but somehow tied to one or more upgrades that allows more security, okay? So within the confinements or the arrangement of how they've set the structure up for us, and whether it's defense or headquarters, hangar, or warehouse, I hope they provide some better protection so that somebody doesn't get completely obliterated in raids, because that will make people not want to keep playing the game if there's a superior enough people, enough player out there that could actually completely just obliterate them out of the game. They're just not going to want to. It's not going to be fun. It's not going to be fun to keep playing a game that you are penalized so harshly by somebody significantly more advanced than you are. So that's kind of what I have to say on that. I hope those improvements come with the future of this game. And I do want to thank RJ for his efforts. First of all, he's my sponsor in CryptoMiningGame. He's been an excellent sponsor, and his videos have been wonderful. So I want to thank RJ for his consistently being out there and producing videos on a wide array of topics that have been helpful to me and helpful to many others. Thank you, RJ, so much. I appreciate that. And I also do want to again thank the CryptoMiningGame people for mentioning my video, and also for now having 2 games that are among my favorite games to play out there. And so I've talked about the fleet improvement and the resource improvement. I want to mention my blog again. So I'm going to be linking to this blog page on this video. And I'm going to talk a little bit about CryptoMiningGame at the top. And then I have a Spacebit section where I'm talking about the technologies it takes to get the advancements in the ships, and also the spying in the academy. So it might involve building improvements as well as technology improvements, and all of those cost resources which you have to gather through missions, and also improving your mining capability within your planet. Okay, what I'm going to develop in the future here is a little bit more explanation of CryptoMiningGame, specifically how right now, since Spacebit is in alpha, you have to join it through first being a member in CryptoMiningGame. So if you're finding this out through Ikariam, OGame, and other games I've referenced in this video, you have to join CryptoMiningGame first, and then within CryptoMiningGame, go over to Partners, click on Our Partners, and then find the link to Spacebit within the Partners. And that's how you get involved in Spacebit. Okay, and actually get a link to the registration link for Spacebit. So that's how that works. And where I'm going to develop my blog is a better explanation of crypto mining game, how to get. I'm going to have some pictures, and I'll have pictures explaining what I just walked through on the video here, as well as just some more things and understanding. I'm also going to have a reference link to all of my YouTube videos within that post. So I'm going to start referencing all my videos. And if you are making videos on either CryptoMiningGame or Spacebit, and you're willing to reference my videos in the description of your videos, I would be willing to link your videos within my blog as well. So that's something you can reach out to me on WhatsApp, and we can discuss that. Okay, so I've talked about my blog post, Ikariam and Soldiers, and I'm hoping that soon we have alliances of some way where we can help each other out in this game, because Crypto Mining Game is doing that very, very well with the VMPs in the Crypto Mining Game. What I would really like to see is not necessarily a season structure, although a season structure is not a bad thing. Okay, so it correlates to how they can combine that with Patreon in their membership to be an elite. So if they have to do that through like a monthly season type structure, that's fine with me. But I would love if they would also do some kind of a weekly thing, because I think a weekly nature with the weekly contests would be more exciting than something that takes a whole month to go through. And I would like to see something where it requires more, especially maybe if they do a weekly kind of thing, something that requires more cooperation among people in the alliance, not so that you can have people do individualistic type quests, but where you literally have to work together and strategize among the group of people, so that one person can focus on one thing, another person can focus on another thing, and through a team effort you can contribute. And whether it's building something for the organization itself, or for the community, or for the alliance itself, or just contributing somehow to the alliance, whether it's contributing resources. I'm assuming it would have to be through contributing resources, unless you could contribute ships or something. But contributing resources to the alliance, I'm assuming, or doing something where you can somehow measure how many people did it and gather like points or participation in that manner, so that the alliance works together cooperatively as a team. Something that's more where people have to strategize and figure things out together, a group of people figuring things out together, who's going to do what, how they're going to do it, versus everybody just doing things without a lot of cooperation. I guess that's what I would like to see in this game, so that it's more community building and working together and building friendships and teamwork, and longer lasting commitments to an alliance, versus I think what the game is right now, or at least Crypto Mining Game, is kind of a loose association. I'm going to wrap this up right now because my time is running out, but I want to thank you so much. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Have a great day, and we'll talk again soon. Bye for now.